You are listening to Toronto's only pure metal show, The Red Switch.
All right, again, welcome to The Red Switch, guys. Glad to have you guys here. Appreciate it, taking your time out.
Thank you.
You're great to be here.
First of all, for those not familiar with Conflicted, what makes you so unique to other bands out there? What sets you apart?
We have a keyboard player.
The bass player's twin brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Twins.
Yeah.
We combine classical with metal, which isn't necessarily all that different, but we think we've brought it to the next level and definitely done it in Canadian style.
Mm-hmm. What makes it Canadian?
Us.
You guys, yeah.
Yeah.
I think a better question would be, if you were a company, and a company has a slogan such as Gatorade has, "Is it in you?" Nike has "Just do it." Tiger Woods has 18 holes before the game, stuff like that. What would be Conflicted's motto? What would be your slogan?
Oh, good lord.
That
would sum it up.
Oh, good lord. About that. That would be your slogan.
Jeez, that's tough. I really wish I had known that question ahead of time. Would have came up with some smart aleck.
Well, it's pretty much, for the love of music,
Mm-hmm.
I guess would sum it up. What we do try to do is something that a lot of people we have found playing throughout the years don't really do so much anymore, is we legitimately love what we're doing, and we legitimately go out there, give 110% in the show, put 110% effort in our recordings, and we're not afraid to play. Like a lot of our influences from the 70s and 80s, like Deep Purple, Judas Priest, later on, I suppose, Dream Theater to some degree. Everybody in the band is just a top-notch musician, plays the heck out of their instrument. Jay has a incredibly unique voice, real gift with his range and his power. So the sum of everything together really does set us apart, I think, and it's all for the love of music. So, I mean, at this stage in our career, it has to be for that.
Perfect.
For love.
Your group mixes a lot of elements. You've got keyboards, as you mentioned, clean vocals, metal vocals. From the sound of it, there's perfect harmony, so it's not exactly conflicted. Where is this conflict?
Just seemed like a good name, actually.
Yeah?
That's it.
Well, everybody in the band has a very strong personality, to put it nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing gets done easily. Whatever it may be, whether it's promotion, material, everything there's conflict involved, in a good way. Conflict tends to bring out the best in us all, and that's kind of where it came from. It started as a joke trying to decide on a band name, and we were conflicted about it.
Uh-huh.
And then we really kind of thought about it and said, you know what, that sums it all up, sums up everything we're about, except for the final product. We're not conflicted in what we want to do, but it's always a fun time getting there, let's put it that way.
Yeah. So, I mean, the name really is ironic, isn't it? I mean, you guys play so well together. There's a harmony with all your instruments, the vocals, the keyboards, the guitars, the drums. But there's nothing conflicted about that.
Sometimes getting to that point, there's some conflict, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
We're not the quickest writing band in the world, but I would say that everything that we've recorded and everything that we play, we stand behind. I don't know that every other band out there could say the same, rather than they're just playing the guitar player's song or they're just playing the bass player's song that day. And, half the guys in the band don't even like it anyways. I believe everybody in our band stands behind every song. Seems to be that way anyways. We all get pretty passionate, during the recording process, during the live process, where it's like, okay, stop stepping on my toes, or stop screaming over my solo, or something like that.
Sounds like something a vocalist would say. Or no,
Not
defend
me.
against,
I
yeah.
would never do that. Yes, it's exactly what a vocalist would say.
Yeah, you guys are seasoned veterans, as you put it on your page bio. You've been around the industry for a while, right? Is there anything you would like to change about the music industry from what you guys have encountered? Is there anything you don't like about the music industry?
How long is the interview?
List it off in alphabetical order.
Wow, that's a loaded question.
I'd say support.
And if you guys don't get signed after this, don't blame it on me.
Let's rip apart all the record companies first. Actually, I think that record companies are doing exactly what they have to do, seeing as they're the idiots that provided music in a digital form. Now it's getting ripped off. Hey, well, there's a surprise. I mean, it's ridiculous, but they're the ones that create the mess, and now they're the ones that expect everybody but themselves to fix the mess. So I'd say the support would be the worst part of the music industry, because there's certainly the talent out there, but there's a fraction of us who are actually being heard, and then an even smaller fraction of that are actually making a respectable living at it as well. Do you guys want to add to that?
Well, I think you touched on a big thing, I guess, the support. It's very hard to generate any kind of local support, let alone national, international, whatever it may be. Indie bands at the moment, their bread and butter is their live shows, right? And when you're playing in and around Ontario and such, and you have oftentimes 5, 6 incredible acts on the bill, and you're playing for a bar of 10, 15 people. And meanwhile, every band has done their promotion, has done everything they're supposed to do, and just people aren't showing up. I think that's my biggest complaint anyway with the current state. And as far as what Jason said earlier about the record companies, yeah, they're doing their job. They're a business, and they're not going to invest their money in something that's not going to generate a return.
Yeah.
Right. That's something we might not have understood so well as 18-year-old kids, something like that. But at this stage in the game, it is a business, and just seems to be very, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, I can't find the word I'm looking for, so I'll leave it at that.
You actually
Stand by.
touched upon something really important right there. You, as an independent band, your focus is on live shows. That's really what gets your music out there.
Quite right.
What is it about your live show that sets yourself apart from other bands? I mean, you must offer something that you just can't get from listening to the album.
Intensity.
Yeah.
I think that sums it up. You go see a lot of bands and you see them, I'm not slagging anyone in particular, but there does seem to be a general tendency to just get up on stage and your day clothes, so to speak, and plow through your set. We come from the old school where when you get on stage, it's showtime.
Mm-hmm.
You don't show up in your work clothes. You're performers, right? And we really, really hold that part of it in a very high regard. When we go on stage, our job is to entertain. And the very fact that we can entertain while also pulling it off musically, I think is something people do remember for quite some time after they've seen us live.
The music kind of evolves with that as well, because we recorded our first album before having even played a live show. And then as we started playing the music live, we noticed it had so much more energy. It was like, we got to re-record some of this stuff, because the way it comes across live, like listening to the recordings that people had there, it was just like, wow, we really got to redo this, and there's so much more energy there. So it helps our music evolve as we write, to sort of play it live and then kind of get a feel for it.
Yeah, so what you experience in your live performances kind of informs what you do in the studio.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we seem to actually, another thing that seems to set us apart on stage anyway is, you mentioned earlier in the interview something about harmony amongst us. We're kind of lucky in a way. We have twins in the band, right? There is an inherent understanding between them. And
we jammed together all our life, right? So.
Before
Yeah.
your life.
You're jamming in the womb.
Yeah.